Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Lessons for Life from Swami Jagdatmananji's inspiring book, bestseller Learn to Live, Volume 2, Chapter 2, Love the Great Wonder. Honesty is the best policy. The virtues like honesty, patience, and sympathy help us to achieve success in life. This is discussed beautifully in this episode. Be efficient, be courageous. A senior officer in the Life Insurance Corporation of India explained once how, in his long years of service, he could gain control over hundreds of subordinates through love and trust. He said, as in all offices, there were three categories of employees. 2 or 3 of them were very sincere, honest, efficient, and obedient. A couple of them were not disciplined, of destructive mentality, mischievous, and lazy at work. The others were in between the two. They would sway from one side to the other. These wavering employees could do good work if they made up their minds. All of them could not be treated in the same manner. Each one had a different temperament. It was necessary to study the background of each employee to know his nature and behavior. Family problems, disappointment owing to lack of opportunities for promotion, the bitter memories of the quarrel with the previous employer, frustration owing to failure to get transferred to a place of their own choice, the desire to become a leader, inherent idleness, laziness, mischievousness were some of the causes for their resentment and indiscipline. It was beyond me to find a solution to any one of those problems. I could only try to reduce their adverse influence and get the work done efficiently. I did not have to do much with the group which was sincere. I would now and then express my approval for the work and give expression to my love, confidence, and respect for them. I would now and then express my approval of the work and give expression to my love, confidence, and respect for them. I took care to see that this did not appear as a pretension. The atmosphere in an office is very sensitive. If a good employee is praised, the others usually become jealous, and there is the danger of their working less and turning into idlers. So I had to be extremely cautious. Many times I would express my appreciation when we were alone. I used to provide enough evidence to show that my appreciation was genuine. Those who belonged to the second group were not amenable to any strategy. They were union leaders who had developed the prejudice that officers as a class were their enemies. Though they were intelligent and understanding, they were sold to the image which they had developed. They could not shed this image. I found out that sometimes they wanted to do things but tried to suppress their goodness owing to their declared policy of antagonism. As I knew the problem of the union leaders, I looked upon them with a human feeling, with sympathy, understanding, and amiability. This was according to my nature. Each individual has his own nature, his own strength and limitations. This is what finally matters. Each one has to formulate a way of life suited to his own nature and not imitate anybody else's. Mine was the path of honesty and sympathy. This may take some time to produce results, but the results will be lasting. Any kind of trick was beyond me. I did not believe in temporary miracles. The trick of fooling somebody for a few hours and getting something done by them did not appeal to me. My subordinates would be with me for at least 3 or 4 years. This was to be a long-term relationship. I had to discover my own way of dealing with the problem. Of course, in our company, the officers had sufficient powers, but they existed only on paper. It was hardly possible to use them against employees. To use these powers would mean antagonizing the unions. I was convinced by experience that applying legal methods was useless to find the right solutions. For all these reasons, I was left with the option of using honesty and sincerity, human qualities in dealing with the problem. In the first few months, these people were full of suspicion and doubts that I was secretly trying to hoodwink them. I endured their offensive behavior. Whenever a reply was unavoidable, I used the proper argument. If by oversight I committed any error, I frankly owned it up and tried to correct my mistake. I concentrated on my work, to which I was wedded. In those days, I used to work from 9:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. There was indeed so much of work to do. Moreover, it was necessary to establish credibility with my staff. Gradually, I earned enough knowledge and experience. I developed remarkable self-confidence and moral courage. As I remained longer than others in the office and could churn out the maximum amount of work, I gained a sense of superiority. I got the moral strength to ask others to do things. Simultaneously, had also developed the virtue of patience to control irritability and anger. Was a great challenge before me. I had experienced how a small problem might assume serious proportions if emotions were not controlled but allowed to explode. Thereafter, I had made up my mind to learn self-control by constant practice. This had caused serious mental stress in the beginning, but as I very well knew how unrestrained speech could spoil things, I could gradually master the art of self-control. It is a usual practice to call insurance agents the backbone of insurance business. Some agents are extremely quarrelsome. They expect their demands to be met at once. Otherwise, they are bound to resort to tantrums and anonymous complaints to superior officers. One such agent demanded a facility which was inadmissible. The concerned superintendent declined to sanction it. The agent became furious. He hurled abuses on us, our company, and shouted, "Then why do you call your agents the backbone of your business?" In order to protect my employees, I said, the backbone should be at the back, not in the front. The whole office burst into laughter. The agent returned with a sense of humiliation. The members of the staff were happy, but later I came to know that he had lodged a complaint against me before higher authorities. As they knew about my integrity, the complaint did not mislead them. They too ignored the complaint. Such incidents occurred a number of times. Swami Jigdatmanji concludes that love does not know any caste or class. Pure love can win the hearts of subordinates. It can make the superiors nod in appreciation. Yes, this is the magic of love. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.